Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Rant, Café, episode 36. I'm Animac, your host here for AnimeUproar, and if you're new to this whole thing, this is a weekly anime podcast that we have every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all sorts of anime-related topics. We have a bunch of guest YouTubers and other anime experts, and we talk with you guys in the chat, have a great time hanging out. Last week, I asked you guys, can we beat the previous week's like record? And we beat it. We got like 145 likes. Thank you so much. Let's see how many we can get this week. Drop a like if you like Rant Café. And let me know. Let us know how much you like this. This week, we're going to be talking about guilty pleasure anime. And we got a star-studded cast here with us. We got Anime Recon. What's up, man?
What up, my boys?
If anyone knows what a guilty pleasure is, it's our boy, Anime Recon.
Fuck you. I know what all of you are gonna say, but I'm gonna try and be calm. I know what everyone's gonna say.
People in the chat are like, Animac new hair. I just slicked it back, guys. It's the same. I just slicked it back. Going for that Eastern European style, you know what I mean? Okay, enough of that. Jojo talks too much. What's up, man?
Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks for having me back. Always appreciate it.
Oh, always great to have you. The Rant Cafe is always a pleasure for me to do, but I couldn't do it without you guys, without the guests that we have. Otherwise, it would be just me talking, and I feel like I would get very awkward. So thank you for being here. Nux Taku is back for the second time. What's up, Nux?
Hello, good. Nothing much. Enjoying the Rant Cafe, of course.
Thank you for those kind
As I think everyone here does.
I hope so. I hope you guys. And we also have Soul Maka back again. What's up, man?
Hey, everybody, back again. Let's do this.
We're ready.
Nice. And by the way, while people are coming in, as Nox, Recon, Soul, and maybe even Jojo eventually will know, our Discord server is an amazing Discord server, and we're running contests, a flag contest, designing the official AnimeUproar flag. If you're interested in something like that, check out the Discord, link in the description. And there is also an upcoming contest that's going to be coming up with the best anime idea. So a story idea for an anime, about a one-page idea, and the best ideas are going to be discussed live on a special episode of Rant Cafe. So if you want to take part in the contest and then maybe have your story discussed, your idea for anime discussed by us at Rant Cafe, again, check that out, link in the description.
Now, guys, some of us are critics.
You're going to be a critic.
Some of us are, just, by default, being on YouTube.
Yes, it's true. And Nux, our boy Nux, likes to do his sarcastic anime trailers. And he did a sarcastic facts video about Sword Art Online last week. I talked about it in the news video. And then Recon did a live reaction to that video. Both of those videos are hilarious. I highly recommend it. Check out their channels.
I have so many questions. So many questions for you, Recon. Oh, man.
What would that be?
Fight.
Okay, so the first question, if you don't mind, just when I mentioned Yui, that he could have saved all the players instead of just saving Yui, who's, once you come down to it, she is a program. Yes, a very, touchy-feely, emotional program, but you said screw all the other players because we don't even know them. Of course you should save Yui.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe storytelling-wise, that makes sense, but as far as the hero goes, that's pretty much the opposite.
Kind of makes him a giant cunt.
No, it doesn't. I think Yui is more important than the other people. Why would we save them? We don't know them. They're not important for us viewers. So why the fuck?
Because as human beings, we try to save people even if we don't know them.
Nah, I would go for Yui. Fuck the other guys.
Mike Reed in the chat, what's up, man? He says, is Sword Art Online considered a guilty pleasure anime? Yes, it is.
Yes,
it definitely is.
Yeah, most definitely.
Recon will not agree, and by the way, Mike Reed is a guy who on his channel does awesome orchestral compositions of like anime openings and stuff. Like he's a really skilled freaking composer and musician. I didn't even know. I just saw him on Discord, and I was like, hey, this guy has a YouTube channel. He has like almost 20,000 subs, and I checked him out, and he's like a great musician, man, which is awesome. Cheers to Mike Reed. And of course, I'm subscribed to him now, so I'll be following him closely. A lot of other people in the chat that I recognize: Ryan, Toya, Luna, Mega. I saw Wicked Wiz, Caster for Life. I saw a lovely Tsundere, Nana, Ino, Girl Bro, Keija, Emilia, Laws, Anbu, so many cool peeps. Welcome, everyone. And yes, we could start with SAO, guys. I think we can start with SAO because
Oh boy.
Recon claims that SAO is a quality anime, not a guilty pleasure anime. But I'm sure a lot of people would say that, it's something to watch, but certainly not for the plot or the quality. It's just something, because what a guilty pleasure anime is, it's not a high quality anime, but you watch it because it's like, relaxing, or it's just fun or just funny, but you don't get any higher pleasure out of it other than just entertainment in the most base form. Personally, I thought that SAO had a lot of cool concepts. Even Yui as an AI, I thought was an interesting concept, introducing that. However, again, the question is, did they do it the right way? And probably not. But, I don't all hate SAO. But who else wants to? Jojo, I want you to get in on this. I want you to tell us, what do you think about SAO? And then you can transition into some guilty pleasure anime, other ones you want to bring up.
Okay. Okay, SAO. I don't want to be mean, but I kind of have to, because considering the show we're talking about. So, I'm kind of notorious for not liking isekai stories, but I will say, at the very least, SAO is entertaining in movie kind of sense. Like those summer blockbusters that don't necessarily, if you think about it too much, it kind of falls apart. That's how I feel about SAO, where if I think about it for even a second, it falls apart. The story doesn't really hold up. The characters are kind of bland. But watching it, in particular that first arc, it's really fun. It's a fun show in the first arc. And then the second arc's real bad. Cool if that's what you're into. I don't like guns in general, so it kind of just bored me. Unless you're Clint Eastwood, I don't care. And then basically, and the arc after that with Excalibur's real dumb, super pointless. But that show, to me, SAO has moments where it's really good, like Mother's Rosario, which I think is actually just a good story. So I think SAO has every opportunity to be good. It just doesn't take it because it knows it can coast, because it had that first season, in terms of story and character, is so whatever, but people blew the hell up. Everybody blew it up, that they know that they can kind of throw whatever out there and it just sticks. So I don't necessarily think it's a good show, but I do enjoy parts of it. I enjoy the action, honestly, kind of the stupid logic is funny sometimes. The magic bullet that flies across the room through the Ethernet cable and shoots some dude. That kind of shit cracks me up.
But
there's moments where it's good.
I will say, Jojo, that I will still prefer Kirito to a whole bunch of crybaby protagonists. So that is one good thing about Sword Art Online. Kirito might be OP, but at least I'm not listening to him whine about how he's useless for 25 episodes before he actually does something worthwhile.
I feel like that was a shot at someone in particular there.
Probably. There's a bunch. I think the worst ever is Rent and Thurston from Eureka 7. The worst. We have Soul Maka in here who actually likes Eureka 7. Terrible pacing for a show. I don't know if he maybe read the manga or something.
You watch Future
By the way, Nick
Diary?
brought up High School DxD as a great, guilty pleasure anime, which I think Recon would again argue that it's just a brilliant anime. Android said that my hair currently is slicker than the majority of anime protagonists, and I tend to agree. I do think that I am anime protagonist material, guys. I've always thought that, personally. But Recon, let's go to you for High School DxD. Guilty pleasure anime or something more?
Why would DxD be a guilty pleasure?
Because it's bad.
No, it's not. It's not a bad show. It's a fucking fantastic show. No, probably one of the best harem ecchi shows I've ever seen.
How many have you seen? Oh yeah, the new ones every season.
I've watched all of them. I've watched the OVA. And I've watched everything. I'm currently waiting for the 4th season. I mean, Rias is in bed right now, man. I've got a body pillow of Rias, and I sleep with every fucking night.
Fair enough.
By the way,
So, yeah.
Well, that
Recon.
proves it's a good show.
Yes,
Right there.
it does.
Yes. I guess.
For me, my guilty pleasure would be Kiss Exis.
There we go. We had Kiss Sis, also brought up by Josh Duffney. And so I had something else here. Lucario complimented my hair, thank you. And someone else, Devil the Rebel, said he likes SAO2, my boy Recon. So you have like one person who agrees with you.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree, but they're just not saying it. I'm pretty sure they're just hiding
no
the fact.
pressure here. I don't judge people for liking bad anime. Like Mega, my boy Mega, great guy. He says he thinks Eureka 7 is a good anime.
It is.
That's nonsense. It's crazy. It's the worst pacing I've ever seen in any anime.
That's all right.
Terrible. Soul Maka, speaking of people who like that anime, Soul Maka, how about you give us a definition of, in your opinion, what guilty pleasure anime is? Because we have some disagreements here with Recon, for example, not saying that High School DxD is a guilty pleasure anime, even though most people would say, man, it's just like ecchi boobs. There's, that's all it is for, is just a guilty pleasure. So what do you think, Soul, is a guilty pleasure anime in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, guilty pleasure anime would be an anime where universally or a majority of people that have seen it can all agree that it's bad. But, there's something in it that brings you some kind of enjoyment or something you just like about it. And so you continue to watch it. That's what I would call a guilty pleasure.
That is true.
I don't know if I agree with the majority of people business, but I don't know. I feel like everyone for themselves should be able to tell if the anime is stellar or not so stellar.
Well,
Yeah,
so,
I would say other people have to come into it because otherwise, if it was just subjective, then none of Recon's likes would ever be a guilty pleasure because subjectively to
It's
him,
true.
they're not bad.
But for him,
no, so like you
for
said,
him, it would be a guilty pleasure, whereas for someone else, it would not be a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no. It'd be to other people would think of it as a guilty pleasure, but Recon wouldn't because he thinks they're good.
yeah, exactly. Like you
Correct,
said, I don't
So
think
for
DxD
Recon,
is bad. I
DX
think it's a good show.
So
There you
it's
go,
not a
see?
guilty pleasure for Recon, whereas
it's
for
not guilty
me,
pleasure
it
for me.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, a guilty pleasure, I think, in my opinion, would be an anime that is no masterpiece, However, you still enjoy watching it just for laughs or just for ecchi or whatever. You're only enjoying it on a certain level. You're not, you're not saying, oh, there's all this subtext to it. There's so much I can talk about this anime. It's just, it does one thing, and does it in a way that you enjoy it. Like, for example, with me and Keijo. Huge fan of Keijo. Not because I think it's a masterpiece anime or a social commentary or anything like that, just because I think it's a hilarious anime parody of sports anime, of the ecchi genre. And it knows what it is. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It has some great humor in it. Humor that is very much in line with the whole otaku lifestyle and trends. And they really spoke to me, and I loved it for that reason. And again, I wouldn't vote for it as best anime in any award show, but I would definitely watch more of it and enjoy watching it while I watch it. By the way, Girl Bro donated $2 to say, when are we getting on Animac Body Pillow? 2 million subscribers. 2 million subscribers. Animac Body Pillow will happen. You have my word.
I love it.
Great.
You stole mine, by the way. Mine was going to be Keijo. I was like, shit. Now I got to
Hey,
think.
you could. I'm all about talking more about Keijo. Please.
As far as Keijo goes, it's an ecchi anime done right. More than almost any other one that I've seen. More than High School DxD. Not that it's
concur.
better necessarily, because I wouldn't say it is better, but it knows what it's doing with the ecchi better. It's not just, naked people walking around because money.
Yeah, Nox, we seem to have a lot of similar opinions. And exactly, for me, Keijo is hilarious because it knows what it is, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and at least it has some pretense of a reason for why we're getting the ecchi. it's a sport. It's played a certain way. This is what they dress like, and that's why it is. Rather than
And
just
now
having
I have crazy butt muscles.
yes,
Exactly.
exactly. Like rather than having an ecchi anime that just includes random panty shots and stuff like that,
Right.
and it doesn't flow
I can't
at all
stand
from the
that stuff.
plot, right?
That's my least favorite type of ecchi anime.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
random
like,
and crammed in everywhere.
Which for me, by the way, No Game No Life is a perfect example of an anime where ecchi is completely contrived. They just had, they have random shots for no reason, just to show you ecchi. It doesn't flow from the plot. It's not creative, not done in a creative way. It's just like there. So that to me is like, it's over the top. It's like, it takes me out of the experience because I'm like, oh man, they're pandering to such an obvious extent. It's so blatant. Yeah.
That's wonderful. As I said, my guilty pleasure would be Kiss Exorcist. I know it's bad.
That's a
The
good
story
one.
is bad overall, but I don't know why. I just pretty much enjoyed it overall. I mean, it's not the greatest thing, of course. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do agree, but for some reason, it had that enjoyment that kept me watching it.
I couldn't get through it.
I haven't
But-
seen it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Jojo, you watch it. Go ahead. I mean,
You're not missing anything.
you're
Oh,
not
by the
missing
way-
anything, yeah, but it's just about two cute girls who are in love with their fucking brother. They're not blood related, by the way.
As long as it's not blood related, am I
Girls
right,
are
guys?
blood related.
As long as it's not blood related. As long as that's specified in the sub, even if in the Japanese it's not. That's all I care about.
They just do weird stuff like fucking doing
Okay.
stuff to a body pillow and chocolate lipstick on. I mean,
Well, once we're
What?
talking about incest, my guilty pleasure anime, I would have to say, my number one guilty pleasure anime would be Oreimo.
why?
I happen to love that show. It's amazing. Even though I know it's crap. And that's what a guilty pleasure is. I enjoyed it the entire way through. I loved all the female characters, pretty much. I loved Kureneko, and I loved, Kirino. The interactions between the characters were fun, but all in all, I know that the anime was pretty terrible. The ending as well. The ending was a disaster, and I loved it. That's a guilty pleasure.
Oh, and another interesting definition, thanks, Nox, for guilty pleasure would be which anime do you love and enjoy watching, but would be way too embarrassed to show either your parents or coworkers or, college mates or something like that. That it's like, I love this anime, but I would not want people to know that I watch this anime. Any anime like that for you guys?
Any
No,
ecchi
because-
would fall into a category like that.
I'd say
You
if we
have
feel-
any
if we
girl
feel that way-
character with the jiggle physics happening, and it's the most embarrassing thing on the planet.
I was gonna
If the
say,
character's not moving and their boobs are, it's not good.
It's windy, okay?
He'll win.
Soul, you were gonna say something.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, if we feel that way, that strongly about the anime, I don't think we're gonna expose ourselves here.
Yeah, that's true.
Nick Victory Fire brought up the one anime that for me this season has been definitely a guilty pleasure, Hajimete no Gal.
Yep.
I have watched it because Recon first and then Jojo told me to watch it. I watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, yes, this is funny. Even though I think the friends who like lollies are gross and should get some help. That the main protagonist is hilarious because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly how men actually think. This things is exactly how men actually think. I'm sorry, ladies, if you are disappointed.
Yeah, those the main dude, okay. There's problems I have with Hajimete no Gal all of a sudden because it's like, fuck the manga. And I was like, no, don't do that, but they did anyway.
Sorry, got disconnected.
Oh, no worries. We're talking about
All right,
Hajimete no
there's
Gal.
second anime recon in the chat. What the hell is going on?
There's 2.
There's 2
He's
anime
multiplying.
recons.
What
Is
the
one of them
fuck?
gonna be like the evil twin who's like, SAO sucks and I know it?
I think this is an ego issue.
Yeah.
He was feeling outnumbered.
I have no idea what's going on.
There's 2 of you, man. 2 Anime Recon accounts.
I don't know why.
I don't know either, man.
We'll just fucking leave
You
it out.
crazy, dude.
Well, we could just say that he is my my clone brother.
Oh,
I
he
see
died.
Imperialist opinions is in the chat too. Neo Geo, welcome guys. Wolf Horn is there as well. Ryan, I saw Ryan earlier. Okay, yeah. So Hajime no Gal, pretty hilarious. I'm enjoying it so far. However, I watched the Centaur anime, The Life of a Centaur or whatever, after JoJo told me to watch it, and I thought that anime was too much pandering. Like it was in many ways like No Game No Life. It was just a lot of like Yuri for the sake of Yuri bait. It wasn't like really called for by the plot, in my opinion. It was just kind of like, oh, here's some Yuri. You like that, don't you? You like that, don't you? And then it was a bunch of like, just otaku related, pandering. So to me, it didn't really grip me, that anime. Another anime though that I continue to watch, which is pretty much a guilty pleasure too, is Kakegurui. I don't know why I continue to watch it. It makes no sense in terms of the whole gambling thing. It makes no sense in terms of the contrived.
I don't understand why you don't understand the story. It makes pretty perfect sense to me.
I understand. It doesn't make sense because in real life you will
sense.
never have a school based on gambling. Like that's not legal. That will never happen. But
Yeah, well,
I
it's an
continue to watch it. I think it's because the characters are so insane that I'm like, what is going to happen next? Also, Blue Lipstick Girl is best girl, and I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping that the whole thing is some kind of social commentary on capitalism. I don't know, but I continue.
Poker faces though.
Can I mention the smartphone anime real quick?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, you go ahead.
I love that show. Like so again, hi, Maggie, please. So I'm not a big isekai fan. I really don't like that genre. I think it's real dumb. Doesn't make any sense. I watched the smartphone anime out of like sheer curiosity, just to be like, let's just make fun of it. I just want to make fun of it. Had a good time making fun of it. And then it got a bunch of dislikes, and that made me go, oh, okay, now it's on. And so now I watch it every week. And I get to make fun of it, and it's a good time. Can
I mention Ero Manga Sensei?
You can, but I've never seen it. It looks so stupid that I have not.
Yeah, it is.
You're a lucky man, Animac.
Wait, you watched it too, Nux?
I've watched it. It's over.
Did you like it? Was it a guilty pleasure for you?
It was written by the same person that wrote Oriimo, so I was expecting it to be a guilty pleasure anime,
Yes.
but it failed completely.
If you saw the ending, Oriimo was also there. All the characters.
Yes,
came
I
along.
did see, and that was probably the best part in the entire thing.
I mean, the whole thing was just about he just wants to fuck his little sister, basically. That's it. That's about it. He wants to become the greatest author, and they have a brother and sister relationship, and he just wants to fuck her. That's it. I mean,
and everyone's a lolly. It's a harem of lollies and
everyone's
incest and all that lovely stuff.
So rather than a guilty pleasure anime, this sounds like just a terrible, terrible freaking anime.
No,
well put.
It is a bad show, but I would say what kept me in is because of the enjoyment. I just wanted to see what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Okay, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna
for
do
you,
it?
it was a guilty pleasure anime then?
Yes, it was a guilty pleasure for me.
You also continued watching freaking Handshakers, didn't you?
Yes, that was also a guilty
bastard.
pleasure for a lot of people and for me, but I liked it. I don't know why. Because of the animation, it was just so eye-catchy, so I decided to continue it.
Do you like everything that's animated nicely? If it's animated nicely, it's good across the board?
Well, Handshakers is animated nicely, but for me,
That didn't answer the question.
Well, say it again.
Do you like any anime if it's animated nicely?
It depends.
Do you like Token Rambu?
I do.
Yes, I do.
Tales of Exteria?
Yes, I do.
I don't.
Okay, fine. There we go.
Man, I love the tension between Nux and Recon.
He's just
I know,
trying to
it
mess with
seems,
me.
The tension started with the Sword Art Online sarcastic facts video by Nux and the scathing response by Anime Recon.
I think we can say that he is my biggest rival.
It's true, and I think that the next step, guys, is a freestyle battle.
Fuck's sake.
Because you both of you participated in the Cypher Challenge, Anime Cypher Challenge. Both did well. So I think that the next step in this is just to crush each other some freestyle rap battle. about SAO and whatever else you want to talk about, I think that would be excellent. Excellent. Start some scarce drama.
I don't
Scarce is
consider us
back, by the way,
rivals.
guys.
Rivals have to, by definition, be in the same category
I
or in
agree.
the same, like, general league.
Oh,
And,
I like what you're saying.
While I consider myself an analyst or a critic, I consider Recon a reactor or a top 10 compiler, which he is.
I'm both.
And that's what I said. And thereby, he likes everything, which is great. But my job is not to do that. So it's an unfair comparison.
I can just see a dog's face in JoJo's camera right now.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah, it's a dog. Woo. JoJo's got dogs. He's got skeletons. He's got everything. He's like one of the most interesting guests you can have on
She
Rant
was-
Cafe.
Hence the name.
She was literally crying at the door the
Hence
whole
name
time.
JoJo.
Yes.
Yes, it's so bizarre over here.
Oh.
Also, yeah, shout out to Lump King and Gry over there in the chat. T4ZK3R is in there. Two guys. It's hard for me to shout you out when you have such complex names. BT Dubs. Saiyan Pride is there. Yeah, so I think you guys got to do that freestyle battle. Also, Recon, you do really nice quality top 10s, but how can you include Eromanga Sensei in your top 10 anime of 2017? Why?
Like I said,
Like romance, right?
it was enjoyable, but wasn't that all good. I'm just recommending it for people to check it out. Just want to see what their take is on it. That's it. Even though I did put it, I put it on like the below the top 5. So yeah, it's not in the top 5. It's below the top 5. So yeah.
Just out of curiosity, can you name your top 5 really quickly?
Of all time?
No, of that video. I don't want to embarrass
Watch
you
it.
too much.
Watch it.
All right,
Jesus
maybe
Christ,
after,
you
but
two.
then I'll have to wait a whole week.
I'm
Tell
not
us,
gonna
Recon,
I'm not
just
gonna
tell us
answer it
what
for
your
you,
top-
Lux. You're gonna have to watch it and find out.
All right, you got it.
And then we measured dicks, and the world was happy.
They don't even show their faces in stream. They're not gonna measure their dicks. They're too
Fair
scared.
enough.
Too scared. By the way, Nux, when is Otaku-thon? You're going, right?
Yeah, August 4th to 6th, Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, cool.
Week or so. Otaku-san in Montreal, is that correct?
I
Montreal.
don't know. There's just
Yeah.
tension between you and me, Nux. I feel this.
I don't
tension.
Let it
feel
go.
any tension at all. I consider us great friends.
Ah,
Just
If you
one
guys
of us
wanna
has
see-
better taste.
If you guys
I
want to
know.
see Nux and Recon freestyle battle / fight each other to the death in boxing, drop a like on this video.
boxing.
So getting back to guilty pleasure anime, which is
Yes,
the thing we're
thank you.
supposed to be here. Have any of you guys seen Air Gear at all?
No.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah.
The manga's amazing, but
Yes.
yeah, I can't say the same for the anime.
Yeah, the anime kind of craps the bed, unfortunately. When I got back into anime, I was asked to be part of like a Soul Eater cosplay group. So I got into anime through Soul Eater, and then started watching anime on Funimation. So I was like, well, what show should I watch to get I loved Soul Eater. I'm just gonna go to the first thing I see, and that was Air Gear. And all my friends are like, oh, so you probably hate anime now. I was like, no, it's actually I kind of dig it. I like how over the top goofy it is. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously. I like the idea of like magical rollerblades that make you fly. There's stuff about it that I think is really fun and cool. And I'd like to see I've said this about Soul Eater, and I'll say this about Air Gear of all things. I'd totally like to see like a brotherhood where they're like, we'll just do the manga for real this time. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would you consider Soul Eater to be a guilty pleasure?
No, I actually like Soul Eater.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, the manga
I
or the
enjoy it.
anime?
Both.
Yeah, well, obviously the manga's always better. Manga's way better than the anime
Yeah.
because like the anime ending was a bit bleh. You know.
Well put.
I remember when I saw it for the first time, I was like, I accept this. I guess. I was like, all right. And over time, it grew on me in the sense of that's the ending they had to make because they didn't know where the manga was going. I'm fine with the ending. I'd like it to actually have like a proper adaptation, but you know, for what it is, I really, really like Soul Eater a lot.
Excalibur's best girl.
Excalibur is always best girl.
Excalibur's a guy and he's got kids and a wife.
So,
Um,
And
what
Man,
about?
this just got strange. This just got.
Yeah, I don't know.
it took a weird turn. I don't know.
For me, for guilty pleasures, I don't know. There's series like Kanokon.
yeah.
The story is the story is pathetic. Same like what's the other one that it's done by the same people? Ladies versus Butlers, which again is it's just stupid forced situation just for the whole ecchi, really. But it has funny moments in it. Yeah, and then another one I did enjoy, but it ain't that great really, is the Familiar of Zero.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys seen that one.
Zero no
I didn't get to that
Tsukaima. Zero no Tsukaima.
Yeah, with little girl Louise and stuff.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't think it was a guilty pleasure. I liked it.
Yeah, it's not that great, like story wise and stuff. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, so but yeah, it was enjoyable. It had enjoyable moments, especially during the second season. I'd say more so. Yeah.
Well, with Kanokon you mentioned, I watched the first 5 or 7, I don't remember, episodes of Kanokon, and then I was like, why am I watching this? And I just turned it off and ran away. But I somehow got that far, and it still scares me how.
Yeah, because I mean, it's nothing but ecchi, really. That's all it is. It's just all these forced ecchi moments and stuff. But there's humor in it, in how like bold the girl is, like, and she would just like attack the guy in the street, even though there's like other kids and people walking by. She just totally doesn't care, and then something would happen, it will get exposed, and then like the class president will catch them, and then she'll start cracking up, and then her friends will like dub the guy king of ecchi and stuff. So yeah, I mean those funny moments, but yeah.
I'm gonna say that the guilty pleasure for this season, this new anime season, I think it has to be Aho Girl.
No, I wouldn't say that. That's funny. It's just humor.
It is funny, I know,
But
it's story wise, it's not that great. I mean, it's
That the
all
banana
about
one?
comedy. It's
yeah, the banana one. Yeah.
It's all about jokes and shit. I mean, it's very enjoyable. Yes.
For me, like I said, Hajimete no Gal and Kakegurui.
I don't think
And,
Hajimete no Gal
for
is
different
guilty.
reasons, probably. But
Yeah.
just want to say, Devil the Rebel donated £2 just to say, Eromanga Sensei, the only good thing is the ending dance.
I'd say the
And,
only good thing is the Digibro videos. That's just me.
Yeah. The Giguk making fun of Digibro videos. We all know that's what it was, Giguk. We all know that's what it was. I like that. Jojo, you said something about the whole concept, like in the one anime, Air Gear, I think you said, where like rollerblades make people fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't seen that anime, but one thing that some anime can do really well is take an insane concept like that and make it really cool. For example, Assassination Classroom. Completely silly premise, octopus monster teacher going to destroy the world. The students are all assassins. It's like you pitch that in a Hollywood movie or something, they'll be like, you're insane, get out of here.
Exactly.
However, anime can sometimes pull it off. Assassination Classroom, absolutely, they pull it off. It's hilarious. It's an awesome show. However, a lot of the times they fail miserably, and many of those can be guilty pleasures or can be just bad overall. Another interesting anime, like an ecchi anime, Girls Bravo. Like, I wanted that to be like a guilty pleasure anime, but I couldn't really, put up with it. Like, there was funny moments, but, protagonist is a total crybaby who is literally allergic to girls. And yet all these girls love him. He has like a harem of girls like crazy about him. There's nothing good about him as a person. He's a crybaby. Like, oh, he's terrible. And yet all these girls love him. And it's just like, yeah, I realize that in some ways it's parodying tropes, but just like, you can't enjoy it even as a guilty pleasure. So that's the problem with some of these anime.
Yeah, they're not guilty pleasures. Another guilty pleasure that I'd like to bring up is Fairy Tail, to anyone who likes it.
Yeah, your boy right here.
I
Your boy
haven't
Recon
really.
is a Fairy Tail fan.
I've
I
seen the
still
first
have-
couple episodes, and
I've
I
watched
I don't-
everything
I
except
don't hate Fairy Tail. I like the arcs that are done well. I think the Grand Magic Games, whatever arc, is one of the. It's like a really top tier shonen arc. But as far as all the interactions between the family of the Guild of Fairy Tail, I really loved all of those moments. Even though I know that Fairy Tail is a rather cringy. Theh.
How is it cringy?
oh my god.
Fairy Tail. Have you seen Natsu?
How?
Natsu
Yeah,
and Lucy.
Natsu is a OP character. How is he cringy?
Natsu's not OP.
He
At
is.
the end of every arc, he's weaker than Urza. And then at the end of every arc, he'll eat some crazy nano Ethereon something and get way crazy powerful for like 10 minutes, wreck the main bad guy, and then go back to same old Natsu. I just spoiled half of Fairy Tail,
That's why
by
I
the
love
way.
him. He's funny.
Jeez, Nux. Way to ruin it for me.
Sorry, well, you guys are screwed. That's
Jeez,
half of
sorry.
it.
I don't know about you, Nux. I love Fairy Tail. I still haven't watched Dragon Cry because I cannot find it anywhere though.
Dragon Crack?
Dragon Cry, the movie.
It's like a anime movie of Fairy
Yeah,
Tail.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
the last
Yeah,
one.
I didn't get into Fairy Tail enough. I can see it. It's like it has some interesting action and some interesting characters and fan service that I can see definitely as a guilty pleasure anime. So I see your point there, Nux. Someone in the chat mentioned High School of the Dead. And yes, that is a
Yeah.
perfect example of a good guilty pleasure anime. I mean, you can talk about certain things there, like how it's parodying the whole zombie genre. It includes direct references to like Night of the Living Dead and like zombie classics.
Mhm.
So there is something there, but then also the crazy over-the-top ecchi, the jiggle physics, the insanity of the situation, putting, so much ecchi and a harem ecchi in the context of a zombie apocalypse. Like, it is a guilty pleasure, but it's a good guilty pleasure.
Yeah. That's
The
Tetsuo
Matrix
Rocky
shot.
right there.
That
Like,
one
that's-
Matrix boob
Yeah.
bullet
That's exactly
dodging
what's been
thing.
referenced. Yeah.
Luna just asked me if I'm sad that Fairy Tail is ending. Yes, of course I'm sad that Fairy Tail is not going to continue. Why would I be fucking happy? Everyone who hates Fairy Tail is probably so happy it's ending. But yeah.
No one's happy it's ending. Just
I'm a
to
Detective
spite
Conan.
you. It's not like the whole world is against you, Recon.
I am. No, I'm kidding.
A lot of people are against it, yes, specifically the SAO haters. If you don't know, I changed.
I don't
actually
like
changed
SAO,
my
and I'm
name.
not against you.
I literally changed my name in Discord. It says Anime Recon, fuck all SAO haters in brackets.
That is how dope he is.
Yeah, he's just so badass, man. He's just
Okay,
so
Edgelord.
he's savage.
Exactly.
Savage. He's like Jake Paul.
Yeah.
God damn it, I was going to reference that before you said it.
Bro,
Like it's every day, bro.
Some other guilty pleasures I like is Triajax, which is done by the same people that did High School of the Dead, and Monster Musume.
Oh, Monster Musume. Fun times.
Yeah, Monster
I love
Musume is a good
I love the
thing.
waifus, like how they are and stuff, the different characters that they
Yeah.
are and stuff like that. I mean, they're great. All the different females that come into it are great. But obviously, plot wise, story wise, it's just it's complete crap. But it is still fun. It's a fun show.
Totally agree.
All right,
How
Recon, you
about
ready?
Blue
For guilty
Exorcist?
pleasure
How about-
anime?
How about Blue Exorcist season 1?
Did you consider that a guilty pleasure?
Huh?
I liked the first 15 episodes of Blue Exorcist very much.
For me, the first season didn't appeal too much, but the second one was great.
For
I thought
me,
the
all of
second
Blue
one was so-so, but the first 15 episodes were pretty great.
I thought that the whole Blue Exorcist stuff was meh. It wasn't like a guilty pleasure, but it wasn't bad. It was just kind of like whatever. Although I do think that Mephisto is an interesting character. He's the most interesting character to me. What is he up to, right? That's what I'm always
I don't know.
wondering.
It's all of those weird gay clown characters that are just so awesome. That's Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. The guy is amazing.
Just
Mephisto,
because some
as you
guys have
mentioned.
makeup doesn't mean they're gay, Nux, first of all.
Okay,
Doesn't-
so why are they all chasing little kids?
Well,
I was just about to
Little
say,
boys.
I don't.
we
Little
don't tolerate
boys.
clown-
Boys, I meant to say. Little boys.
tolerate any clownophobia on this channel, man.
I feel welcome here.
By the way, Jojo, are you a secret clown? Because Jojo is a good name for a clown.
Secret clown.
Yes, secretly all this time. Didn't you see the trailer for my new movie It? That's me.
Oh man, Jojo, you just creeped out a lot of people, I bet.
I did. Big time.
Worked
But
on me.
Wolfhorn asked an interesting question. Are parody anime guilty pleasure anime? And
No.
personally, I think that they can be, because if a parody anime like High School of the Dead and, Konosuba, Keijo,
Shimoneta.
yeah, like they can be guilty pleasure anime because they know what they're doing. Like I said, they know that they're not going to be, masterpieces of brilliance, brilliant award-winning anime, but they're funny, they're parodying, and they're guilty pleasures in that sense. Like I said, you're not going to do a big analysis essay necessarily on these anime, but you still enjoy them. However, I think you can have a parody anime that is also beyond guilty pleasure, for sure, like Kill la Kill. It parodies the high school genre really well. It parodies ecchi really well, and yet it has an interesting plot. It has, I think, an interesting social commentary, like Studio Trigger tends to really do a good job with. So yeah, to me, that's an example of a parody anime that includes ecchi and all that crazy trope stuff, and yet is beyond just a guilty pleasure, is an actual quality anime.
Mhm.
I agree with you with some, and I disagree with you with Kill la Kill and Konosuba. Because I think Konosuba is not a guilty pleasure anime, and it's actually a good anime. It's doing well. Like, for example, One Punch Man isn't a guilty pleasure. It's a good show. Even if it's a comedy, and even if it is a parody. And as far as Kill la Kill, I wouldn't even I didn't like it.
I loved Kill la
lost
Kill,
me.
but I'll give you. You didn't like it because you didn't get it, Nux. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Is
Didn't
that
understand its beauty.
your analytical skills failed you miserably.
yeah, I probably
And-
watched it before I went into the whole analysis thing.
Yeah, now you must rewatch. And we must.
That will not happen. That will not happen.
We must go into a showdown because, by the way, my brother Gozen also didn't get Kill la Kill. He didn't understand the philosophical aspects, so I have to always diss him for that.
The philosophical aspects of those mother-daughter bath sessions.
Yes, it's one scene, dude. Relax, okay. Also,
One scene where the daughter gets finger blasted by her mother.
Yeah, and then
Just
the
one.
other girl gets raped by her clothes. Fun stuff.
It's fine.
Listen, man. Like I said, we can do a whole thing on why Kill la Kill is brilliant, but I'm gonna say that Konosuba, I'll give you that. It's not necessarily just a guilty pleasure anime because, like you said, for One Punch Man 2, it's a parody that I really think is a quality, funny show, not necessarily just a guilty pleasure. But there are people who think that One Punch Man is just like a one-note anime, that is just one joke that gets old. So for them, if they watch it, it might be just a guilty pleasure. They're watching it for the funny action, whatever, not because they're actually thinking about it in an analytical level.
All right.
I think Recon deserves credit for mentioning Shimoneta because I actually agree with him.
Finally.
Wow.
We're still rivals, though. Remember that.
It's been an hour and a half of Rant Cafe, and I agree with him.
We'll still
It's been
rivals.
36 minutes, first of all.
An hour and a half.
I was including
An
the
hour and
last
a half.
one where he didn't say anything of
Oh, I
substance.
see. By the way, Maria Eddings, shout out to her. Let me know is in the chat too.
Shimoneta is just all about fucking sex jokes and shit. It's just it didn't lead anywhere for me. It was pretty bad, but
Anna was
I
the
just
only
thought
thing
it was
that kept me
enjoyable.
interested. That's what I have to say. Anna was the only thing that kept me interested in that show.
Which one was that?
Shimoneta.
No. Who's Anna? I
Oh,
barely
Anna,
The
remember.
psycho.
The class president.
The
The
rep,
class
right?
president
Yeah.
Anna.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
you guys
The
don't
next-
know
Speaking
the
of
voice
class-
actor.
Class presidents. What was the name of that show? Maka, you totally know this one. And Recon too. What was the name of that show? The really ecchi one with the class president that was forced to marry the dude.
Oh,
I'm talking about.
Oh, Okosama.
Oh,
Okosama.
That's it. That one.
yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure anime.
Yeah. I preferred the manga. I didn't like the way the anime was done. I preferred the manga with that one.
I'm trying to think of like any other.
Okay, guilty pleasure anime. Get
Two
wrecked.
of Room.
Recon Overlord.
Fuck you, man. Season 2's coming out. It's the best thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call it.
I wouldn't say it's a guilty
Why? Yeah.
pleasure.
Why would you call it a guilty pleasure? I don't get that.
Okay, so what was likable about Maka? You're analytical. You don't like.
but I don't. Yeah, no, but I don't get. I want to know your reasoning.
Okay.
So I can agree with you.
Let's take Ainz. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's good about him as far as character goes?
As far as character goes, I don't know. He was there for jokes. He's there to be OP, to be the ruler, but he's also
But
there
somehow
for
it
the
wasn't
comedy
a
element.
comedy anime. It wasn't. It was meant to be more serious.
I thought it was. I thought it was comedy. I mean,
It
there's
was.
a lot
There were some
in
funny
it.
stuff. I mean, fucking Albedo. Albedo's there to make us laugh.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, there's
That's
a
why
lot of
she's
comedy in
there.
it.
Yeah.
And when she's not there,
Then
then
there's
it's just
Ainz.
wrecking everyone.
Yeah. There's
I don't know.
who does jokes.
From scene to
No.
scene, I really liked it until like episode 3. I was really invested into Overlord when he summoned the Black Death Knight thingy and he killed out armies and whatever. But when he's fighting an army of these priest guys and they come up with this massive 9th level angel that can destroy all beings,
The holy magic
just,
and it don't really hurt him. Yeah.
and he points at it and it dies, or Clementine or whatever her name is with the swords. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Assassin girl. Yeah.
Like every bad guy just was getting hyped that they were really powerful and then just sort of died in front of him. Or
Says
these
the
epic
guy who likes One Punch Man.
One Punch Man was funny and was a parody of Overlord.
No, Overlord
No.
is good for the following reason. A, it has a very
Overlord-
clear explanation of why Ainz is so overpowered. He was part of a different game, and then he goes into a world where actually the magic of that game is OP in this world, and he doesn't even believe it himself. He needs to realize that at first, and he's like, oh shit. So it's explained well. Also, I feel like he's a relatable character because I also want to be an emperor of the world. So I relate very much to him.
I get the relatability as far as being an emperor, but this guy's trapped in a different world now, like many characters are these days, and he's crazy overpowered. Even if it's well explained, the truth of the matter is there is no challenge in the universe for him to the fact that even his maids can take down the most powerful dragon enemies ever, and he doesn't want to go back. His entire, purpose of being there is just conquering places.
No, he couldn't go back. He was stuck in the game. He couldn't go back.
It has an
Yeah,
interesting.
he was stuck. Yeah.
He was stuck. So
It has an
he couldn't go out.
interesting. Recon.
Yeah.
It has an interesting, political, strategic dynamic to it. This anime, because yes, he starts off in this world OP with his own kingdom, everything set up, his own OP warriors, and yet he can't just chill out and enjoy that because he gets lured into the rest of that world, even though he doesn't know if there's someone more powerful there than him. He could be exposing himself. It's dangerous. It's a mysterious world to him. He doesn't know it, but he realizes that he sees people in danger and he's like, oh shit, I gotta save them. I feel guilty. But by doing that, he exposes himself. Then he's like, okay, I need to learn more about this world or else I might be caught off by surprise and someone could actually get the best of me and, overthrow me or screw me over. So I have to now actually explore this world and learn more about it. So it's an interesting thing where, even if you're trying to be an isolationist and trying to kind of just live on your own, you end up being dragged into the world's affairs. So it's an interesting, I think, commentary on the whole aspect of no man's an island. And so in that sense, I really enjoyed that.
Fair enough, although the world's affairs didn't seem to affect him all that much. He got the hamster guy. That was pretty amazing, right?
Well, they did affect him when the vampire girl ended up getting possessed, and then she'd end up turning against him, who was essentially his weakness, and he ended up having to fight her and kill her. So, yeah, I mean, it does affect him.
Yeah, but first of all, the vampire girl was working for him, was one of his servant creature thingies.
Yeah.
So the only ones that actually stood a ghost of a chance against him, and in the end didn't even get close because he can use all those mega weapon thingies, was his own creation.
Yeah, but then these other people also got artifacts because that's what they had to use to possess the vampire girl.
Mhm.
So now he's worried because then his power then becomes what? Matched or obsolete depending on the artifact he's going up against.
Yeah, so I think the Nux just got owned.
I was gonna say I'm curious, like, after all of that, like, what, like, Nux, what do you like? What was enjoyable to you throughout the series? Because, like, that's, to me, I find that shit more interesting than like the negatives. Like, I want to know
Overlord?
the positives.
I probably enjoyed it most because the trapped in another world genre, while it's overused, I like it every time. That genre is a guilty pleasure genre for me. And I like how Ainz sort of wrecked everyone. Even though it was stupid for the most part. The art and animation was also brilliant, and the opening was catchy as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that is
Love
very
the
true.
opening.
And Albedo is a great waifu.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mostly just like the atmosphere in Overlord. I actually am with Nux, where I'm like, this is guilty pleasure for me. I'm not crazy about it. But I like the atmosphere. I think what's her face is waifu material of the highest caliber. And yeah, I think the main dude looks friggin' rad. So
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad someone agrees.
yeah.
By the way, Zainab says, it's amazing looking at AnimeUproar live. Yes, this is me live. This is me live, guys.
That's crazy.
How about Saijako Mohai no Bahamut?
Huh?
What?
Didn't like it at
Oh.
all.
Well, so you haven't watched it, so
No. What one is that?
The Bahamut.
Because there's
That's the
The
one.
Bahamut.
the
It's the
Bahamut.
one with the
Yeah.
cliche-looking dude and all the girls that freakishly love him for no reason. And French.
No,
people
yeah,
never
but
give him her.
again, 1 minute. Which one is it? Is it the one with the guy and he has that black sword and it calls up that black mech that he can use?
yes, that's
Yes,
the one.
that's it. That's
Right,
it.
yeah.
It's by
that
Studio
was crap.
Large.
Yeah, that to me, it's the same like as Infinite Stratus, 100, and that kind of crap. It's just all recycled, but you know,
It's
just
one
change a little
per
bit of
season.
the elements and that's it. But yeah.
Yeah.
One special guy surrounded by loads of girls, got some special mech power ability. That's it. Yeah. Throwing some
Well,
bad
well,
guys.
Sometimes they
Well, I
throw in a
really
twist
did-
that usually guys can't have these powers, but only he does.
Yeah, like how Infinite Stratus was. Yeah.
Infinite Stratus or Fafnir. You watched that HSXH Masogakuan thingy?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
whole different level of that
Yeah.
genre.
Yeah, that
Where you
is-
have a guy who's the only guy to have a power, but he can only use it to power up girls by
yeah, sexual
doing
contact.
stuff.
That's creepy.
Well, that's
Yeah.
obviously a hentai, isn't it?
No, it's not a hentai, but it's borderline.
Why is it not?
Call it borderline.
Why would it not be? It's like, if that's your plot, just what are you doing not being a hentai?
No, the one that should
So
be
it
a
could
hentai.
play
That
on
skirt one.
television.
That skirt one that come out this season. Jesus Christ, that should have been a hentai.
Netsuzo no,
What?
no Skirt Naka,
Which one?
that one.
Yeah, the skirt
Skirt,
knocker.
Skirt no Naka, yeah.
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 That is, oh my god.
The guy who's dressed
Which
as
one?
The guy who's dressed as a girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
the guy's
that.
dressed like as a teacher.
Right. The
and
5-minute episode. 5 minute
Yeah.
per episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5-minute filth. Yeah.
Quality stuff. Quality anime.
Your boy AnimeUproar doesn't watch that type of stuff, so I can't speak to it. But of course, Soul and Recon know exactly.
No. Thank Ambu. Ambu was the one hosting the stream. He put it on, and I wasn't ready.
Hosted the stream.
I-
Ambu. Oh,
I wa-
Ambu, you
I wasn't
crazy.
ready.
Yeah.
I mean, same as Netsuzo Trap. That's also a guilty pleasure.
No. That's
Well, also,
like
Zero-
Recon. I've been
Zero-
trying to have your back here, but no, not that one. You can't have that one.
No, I
You
mean,
can have any other one.
if you don't like it, JoJo, I'm still watching it. I know it's a terrible show.
No,
I'm still
Recon,
watching it.
please, please. Recon.
Look, JoJo, I don't care, man. I love this ecchi stuff.
Please.
I can't stop watching ecchi. I don't know why.
There's so much better ones though. Like, don't watch this
know,
one.
but as I said
Keep
before,
my
I'm
mouth.
an ecchi harem king. I have to watch my shows.
Then I wish you luck, my friend.
Thank you, Jojo.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Shin
I
Mai
just
Mao.
want to give a shout out to Zero. He's in the chat too, and Gorgeous Gramac is in there. One thing I want to say, by the way, of course, drop a like if you like Rant Café. I see a few people in the chat are mentioning likings. Drop a like if you like Rant Café if you want to see more. I want to just get into Kill la Kill a bit. I feel like ranting about it. I feel like, taking it to Nux. The reason Kill la Kill is so brilliant, like on one hand, it absolutely has your guilty pleasure qualities, right? So it has the over-the-top action, over-the-top setting, over-the-top art, which is Studio Trigger classics, but I feel like it works really well the way they do it. It has ecchi. It has all the stuff to make it a guilty pleasure anime.
I feel like this would be much better if you made a separate Rant Cafe episode on why I hate Studio Trigger.
Studio Trigger, you're a lunatic. You're a raving lunatic, and we should have a intervention Rant Cafe where we say that Noxtaku has lost his damn mind.
As long as I have to stay in this,
Yeah, I'd say Trigger has done some bad stuff though, like that freaking Ninja Slayer anime. That was
Ninja Slayer was the worst animated anime I've ever seen. I mean, you've got Astro Boy that rockets past it.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not saying everything they do is great. However, Kill la Kill is great because, like I said, on top of all of that, it has very cool characters. Again, that cool characters could just be a guilty pleasure anime. However, I think that the whole plot and everything about it is very well thought out. It is a critique. The whole clothes taking over, clothes being something alien, coming in and taking over people's minds literally, and bodies, is a clear social commentary on consumerism and on vanity. So the idea of, my favorite philosopher, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, talks about amour propre. Amour propre is love of self that depends completely on what others think of us. So the difference between amour propre and amour de soi is you love yourself solely based on intrinsic love, because you know that as a person you deserve to be loved and you love yourself. It doesn't matter what others think of you. Amour propre is a type of love that only exists in society, where people compete with each other, where they want to look better compared to each other, where they look at what others think of them. Clothes and fashion is a perfect example of that. People want to show off by dressing better, having higher fashion standards. That's a perfect example of that vanity, that amour propre. And this Kill la Kill gives us a world where alien things, so these clothes, which are alien, which are not natural to us. Rousseau would say the natural man has no need for amour propre. He only cares for himself in an intrinsic way. These things are introduced, these alien things, and now they start taking over our lives. They start affecting how we think of each other, how we think of the world. And in Kill la Kill, they literally take over our brains. And in Kill la Kill, Nudist Beach are the group that are fighting against this, and they reject this, and they just take off their clothes. They reject natural man type situation where they don't have any clothes and they're like so epic and fighting going back to the natural man and away from the social corruption. And I think that from a philosophical aspect is amazing. I don't think it's as good as Gurren Lagann. However, I think it is still an amazing anime.
You want me to come back now, or should we do this another time?
I don't think
there's not enough
You
time
can
for me to
try.
go through this.
I don't think you can come back after that, Nux.
Let me get popcorn.
I don't have something prepared on everything that was written by the Gurren Lagann people. Like, I don't have a little stack of papers here ready with rants separate for all these weird out-of-the-box anime.
All right.
But as far as Kill la Kill goes, I did not like the progression at all for any of the characters, except for Sangayama, the blind guy. Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I like that guy. And honestly, guilty pleasure characters, I liked Mako, even though everyone seemed to hate her.
Yeah, I liked her. She was the best, I thought.
I
Especially
agree.
when-
She was probably my
especially
favorite
when she
character
got
in
her
the
clothes.
show.
When she got her clothes, she was awesome.
Natsuki. I hated Matoi. I hated both of them. They both had no reason to do what they were doing. And even the reasons that they thought up of, like, oh, I feel so terrible for my father, who I never liked, but now he's dead, so now I have to fight for him, sort of. That was sort of thrown in there just so she can hate the entire school. That wasn't...
Could you possibly say that Satsuki Kiruin does not have strong motivations? The sister, the
motivations for what?
For what she's doing. So she's taking over all these different schools through the Honjin Academy. And we think at first she's working with her mother and she's doing this, to help her mother's cause. But in reality, the reason she's doing this is so she can create a fighting force strong enough to oppose her mother. So she has a very, very strong motivation. And I think that was done brilliantly, how they turned her from a villain to an actual hero.
I think that was sort of done in 1 second, and she didn't need to make an enemy of Matoi to do it. That was just, let's kill the newcomer so the newcomer can be in terrible grief and anguish for like 12 episodes until we decide it's time to turn everything around and find a new bad guy.
But I disagree, because her approach is survival of the fittest. I need the best, the strongest, in order to oppose my mother, who I know is controlled by alien creatures and is a monster, is heartless. So we need to, weed out the weak and get the strongest. And if that means through, these fighting tournaments and, challenging them and see if they rise to the occasion, then so be it. That's how we do it. And again, I totally buy into it. I totally buy into it.
There was no reason to have Matoi fight all those 4 general guys just so that she can know that she's strong enough to help her fight her mother. Now, there was no purpose to that. Sorry?
Yuko?
Say again?
The main character?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she had to
that's
fight
the thing.
Those 4 elites.
Yeah, he's saying like Muto, innit? The main girl never had to fight like all of the generals just to test how strong she was. Because at the end of the day, you've got other people that are recruited that are like just like the head of tennis club, the head of boxing club. You know what I mean? So if those people can get in, why shouldn't Muto? Like,
there's no reason to make this whole situation so hellish for her, just so that, oh, you're strong enough.
But I disagree again. Satsuki's whole philosophy is just that. You have to, in order to fight these villains that are trying to take over the whole world, these aliens, you have to be strong. You have to overcome. There's no messing around here. And she creates a whole military
I understand what they were saying she was supposed to be doing, but it's like they thought of it at episode 12. That even if they thought of it from the beginning, they said we're not gonna give this away. She is gonna be such a great bad guy until episode 12, and then everything's gonna flip. Oh, she was really doing everything for the good of the world.
Yes, and I loved it because I thought the reasoning worked perfectly. Because we don't know at the beginning, we don't know about her mother, we don't know how bad she is, we don't know her true intentions. But as we learn, then we understand Satsuki's motivations more.
I understand the motivations they were trying to impose on her, but it wasn't done naturally.
I have to disagree, Thomas. I have to disagree.
Well, it's okay to disagree with something. I'll tell you what. You want me to rewatch it? I'll do it only if I can. I'll rewatch it with you one day. One day. Okay. We'll sit down and we'll marathon it.
No, I agree because I want to rewatch it and take some notes about the stuff I'm kind of just rambling about. I'm just remember it from watching it, but I want to take down some notes, maybe make a video on it too. So that would be useful, I think, for both of us now.
I don't know about both of us. I saw it 4 years ago, and I'm very happy to not revisit that part of my life.
Yeah, but then you're gonna revisit and be like, I've learned the truth. That
Animac has trained me.
Yeah, and by the way, fan service is some of the best fan service in any anime is in Kill la Kill.
Yeah, because fan service is considered armor in Kill la Kill.
It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. It's just I'm not gonna get into it, but it's like if you have fan service,
not worth the time at this point. But
if you want fan service, I'd much rather have something like that in such creative ways. And there's an actual plot justification for it, than just girls walking around, oh, look, panty shot for no reason because the camera somehow moved under her skirt.
Okay, so just because I agree with you with that doesn't mean that Kill la Kill's genius. I'm not a
Okay.
fan of the panty shots either. We're not all recons, but as far as
God.
as far as Kill la Kill goes, suspenders are not a normal dress.
I wear suspenders.
Yeah, but you're not naked under the suspenders.
But the
You're
I
reason-
am
natural.
naked under my clothes.
The reason they have to wear that is because this clothes, if you have more of it on your, if there's more surface of the clothes over you, it's more likely for it to take over your body because it's alien material. So it's justified by the less you have of it, the better, because the less likely you are to be taken over by it. So it justifies in a hilarious way as much fan service as possible.
Hey, while that's completely brilliant, and the creators totally had to do that because otherwise it would have been a plot hole. It's not armor though on the places that there is no, alien clothing. And if someone would get whacked in episode 1, for example, by this massive spiked boxing glove, it's not epic armor that's blocking it.
We'll have to revisit this, Nux, after we've both rewatched it, because I think that we can both learn a lot from rewatching it and then having an awesome debate about it.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm still keen on this trigger debate because, I don't know, Kisniver and Inferno Cop and Ninja Slayer.
Sniper was actually good for me.
Well, I
big
think
Kisniver.
I don't think Kisniver was a guilty pleasure. I loved it actually. It was really well done.
I wouldn't make it a guilty pleasure either. I didn't like it.
I'm a
I
big
don't know
Luluco
if
fan.
I don't know if if
Luluco is
someone
the
would-
best thing Trigger put out, in my opinion.
Yay!
The problem is I don't think anyone would defend every single thing Studio Trigger has done, but there's a lot of great anime that they've done, and before Studio Trigger existed.
I didn't like any of them. I didn't think any of them were really quality. And Luluco, yeah, okay, but the rest of them are really not special. They didn't do anything special.
Yeah, see, for me, I have to disagree because of Kill la Kill, especially. But again, that's a subject we'll have to revisit. So, would you say that Nux, to you, Kill la Kill is just a guilty pleasure?
Nope.
Oh,
Didn't enjoy it.
Luluco?
Luluco I enjoyed.
Yay!
Maybe guilty pleasure, maybe even bordering decent anime.
Yay!
Why do you care what he thinks, JoJo?
Because I want everyone to agree on things and be happy.
We all like you, JoJo.
Yay!
And I'm waiting for a JoJo Rant Cafe also. There's already been-
yeah.
Just
even though
JoJo.
somehow most of you haven't seen it.
Nux, I'm
JoJo
waiting.
talks too much, or JoJo the anime?
JoJo the anime.
Nah, JoJo
I
talks
just
too
want
much.
JoJo talks too much. Just a whole rank cafe, just him talking.
Yeah,
That would be
I could do it. I could fill I could do it.
Nux, I'm waiting for your ALO arc on 50 Sarcastic Facts SAO.
Okay, speaking of ALO arc, that's guilty pleasure because I enjoyed it and I know it wasn't that great.
It was
ALO
it was a decent arc. For me, my favorite was Aincrad and GGO. ALO
ALO
I
arc is the
didn't
worst
like
arc.
GGO. I didn't think
love
GGO's
GGO.
pacing
I
was
love
good.
them. I love
The pacing was terrible. They could have filled the entire arc into 4 episodes, and they spread it over 12 or 15, and there was just so much trying to make Kirito look awesome and smart.
Because he is awesome and smart.
And also,
That's not what I said.
Shinon could not compare to Asuna, so that was a drawback.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Fuck Sinon. Much love for Asuna. Even though
I
she didn't
agree.
do shit in GDO, but I really don't care.
Okay, well, as far as ALO, while it made no sense that he went off track to save the Kate Siths and to save the green people, and while it didn't really make sense that he turned into Gleam Eyes monster, you know what I'm talking about, to fight off the salamanders, none of that made any sense at all.
Because that was
And
his power. That was his class that he chose.
the class that he chose was able to make illusions,
Yes,
not
and he
make a
can,
monster.
No,
that was not an illusion because
that
it
was an
stabbed people with
illusion.
his claws.
No, yes, it was an illusion.
Are we still talking about the same show? What the fuck?
Look, he wasn't really stabbing them with his claws. He was using his sword, but people were thinking he was using his claws. That is what
So
an
how did he
illusion
stab
is.
like 8 people at the same time? And how
Because
did
Because
that
he
did
has
happen.
a fucking massive sword.
Guys, you know what my guilty pleasure is? My guilty pleasure is listening to Nux and Recon argue about SAO.
Oh.
I agree. This is fun.
No, the thing is, I just, some of the points Nook said, it's so annoying, and I just have to fix it.
Oh man, I don't know. We have to come up with a format.
See, that's the thing.
Maybe I shouldn't say more just to save it for the ALO 50 facts because I could probably make some really solid ones.
I am baffled.
I'm looking forward to that a lot, and I think that freestyle battle needs to happen. However, we're gonna have to start wrapping this up, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you like Rant Cafe, drop a like. Also, if you want to continue the conversation, you can join the Discord server. Recon is there now. Nux is there. Solmaka always there. Jojo, I don't know if you use Discord, but if you do, you're welcome to come to the Discord.
I shall.
Cool. Sounds good. Before we wrap this up, thank you everyone in the chat for coming, of course. Before we wrap this up, tell us, guys, again, of what you are, who you do. You know what I mean? Nux, starting with you. Who do you do, and what are you?
I am Nux, and I do anime. I do analysis videos. I do critique videos. And since I was starting to get a lot of hate from people for critique videos because I'm just so right with everything and it hurt people's feelings, I started making sarcastic videos, which honestly I think are pretty hilarious and a nice way to mask the critique in a sarcastic way that people don't get that triggered unless you're Recon. Onto you, Recon.
I always go last.
I know.
Nux, you want to go?
Nux, you definitely have a good sense of humor. I have to give it to you. You're wrong on Kill la Kill, but you have a good sense of humor on other things. So, you my boy. Soul, to you.
Thank you.
I'm Soul.
If I make a 50 facts on Kill la Kill, will you live react?
I will get triggered, man. I will get fucking triggered.
See, now you have the feelings just as I reacted to the SAO one anime.
Dude, I admit I'm all like cool and stuff, but if someone dissed Gurren Lagann, I would get fucking triggered. Like Recon.
By the way, 50 facts on Gurren Lagann might be a thing.
Don't. If it's 50 facts on why Gurren Lagann is brilliant, and it has a picture of me somewhere doing something like this with communists beside me and like Simone and shit, then it's cool. If it's critical in any way, Nux.
I'll be honest, I was gonna make a analysis video on Gurren Lagann because I was looking into something and it turned out to be pretty amazing. And I would really only do it if you live react because it's not really getting hype now, so I feel like I would deserve it.
I will try to do a video on Gurren Lagann as well, and then we'll see, hopefully within the next few months. And then, depending on how that does, if you want to then drop that in, we can tie in your fact video after, and then I can react to it, and then we can do an analysis about it on Rant Cafe or something. We'll do a little tie-in collab, because I'm always down to talk about Gurren Lagann, but as you said, there's not that much opportunity because there's not that much hype. But I would love to try to do something along those lines. So
I was thinking within the next few weeks, my video may be coming out because I was working on the script just because I thought of something pretty amazing.
I'm hyped up for your Fate one, actually.
I just don't know, because we have a big schedule now, me and Gozen, some stuff we have to get out. So I'm not sure when I can commit to making the Gurren Lagann video, but it's definitely going to happen 100%.
I don't need you to commit to do anything or just to react to this so I could see your face burst into tears because of the awesomeness of this analysis.
Fuck off. Okay, well, no, but I'm thinking now you're going to talk about analysis. I'm like, man, I wanted to say that in my video.
And
all right. You're triggering me already, Nux. Let's go to Soul. Soul Maka. Who are you and what do you do?
Hey, I'm Soul. Always on Discord. Hentai artist, amateur manga artist, working on a visual novel, and hopefully sometime soon I'll be properly starting my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, but for all intents and purposes, you can all find me on Animax Discord. So yeah, catch you guys there.
Yeah, and when you do have a channel, we will link it in the description, Soul, but for now we cannot. Thank you. Jojo, did we go to you yet? No, Jojo?
I don't think so. Hey everybody, I'm Jojo from Jojo Talks Too Much. I am currently still doing free month right now. That's a thing. I do a series called Anime Minute where I talk about weekly anime weekly anime every single week in under a minute and then kind of a little bit longer. Thanks to Animac and Briggs, actually. They helped kind of shift Animinute into what it is currently. So that's a thing.
And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Check it out.
Thank you. Yeah. Currently doing something regarding, currently working on a Death Note video. Spoilers, but that's the thing I'm doing.
Ooh,
because
nice.
that movie's coming out.
Yes, nice. Can't wait for that. Death Note is a great thing to talk about. People don't do it enough because, again, it hasn't been current for a while. But now with the movie, it is a good opportunity to talk about it.
For sure.
More, so that's cool.
I'm up to bash Light. Whenever anyone wants to hear Light get destroyed, just find me. I'm also on Animax Discord. I have a YouTube channel, Nux Taku.
There you go.
Yeah, Nux, link in the description to Nux, Jojo, Recon, and everyone. Recon, finally to you. Go.
Okay, enough with that shit. What up? You know me, this Recon. I do them top 10s, I do them reactions, and I'm an ecchi harem king, and Nux Taku is my #1 rival. And yeah, subscribe.
I resent that.
Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, hope you enjoy this Rant Café video.
Yeah, everyone subscribe to these guys because they're gonna be dropping some beef soon. I can feel it. There's gonna be more beef coming, so be sure to stay tuned for that shit. It's gonna be fun. And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. My guests here in the stream, my people in the chat, all you guys, I appreciate it coming every week, hanging out with us. It's such a blast always. If you want to continue the conversation on a daily basis, we do. The Discord is always active. There's always stuff going on, so you can join that. Link in the description. Otherwise, we're going to be bringing more content to you soon. Rant Cafe every week, Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
I love you all.